So Céspedes got injured, fractured his ankle. They do the whole dispute of his contract, and neither side really goes hard, because I read both sides thought they were going to lose. So they both went pretty unconfident. Let's just meet on the middle, because I don't think either of us have solid ground. And the middle was Céspedes losing $20 million. But the one thing they all agreed on, Jake, was that the accident happened from stepping into a hole on the ranch after being chased by a wild boar. I agree. I actually think the term was he tried to sidestep a wild boar. Céspedes,
right.
Vice had this video on Céspedes and his ranch from 2017. And in it, I tweeted it, they showed him setting up his wild boar traps, which weren't too elaborate. They were kind of Home Alone-ish. No. It was, you put a bucket of feed, and then when the boar knocks the bucket, a string latches a gate. But 300-pound boars in the gate that I was looking at, that's just going to break through it. So maybe that's what happened. In 2017, he had trapped 3 already. One was 300 pounds. Half of it's should players be allowed to live their lives? Should Aaron Boone be allowed to play pickup basketball? Should Barry Zito be allowed to surf on his off days? But then I also get hey, dude, you just got injured doing something dumb. So now we're going to take back some money. I get both sides of it. But it is funny that it's a boar.
The boar part is funny. Back to the life part a little bit. I mean, yes, guys can live their life, but when your livelihood is built on Yoenis Céspedes having healthy legs so he can earn his $25 million a year playing baseball, I think the Mets do have a right to be hey, man, you're going to have to save your boar trapping days till after you play. And I'm sorry, and I know that hurts you. But it's would you want a Yankees pitcher who is a really good, quarterback to play football in the off season?
No,
and then
I'm
he comes out with an arm season. No,
but I'm a selfish fan. Do you remember Barry Zito? The Giants said he wasn't allowed to surf when he went to the Giants, and then people he was bad, and they were well, it's because he can't surf. That's his therapy. I mean, probably a dumb storyline, but I was that's interesting that they put it in the contract. You're not allowed to surf, but I also get it. Do you think you could trap a boar?
I think as we millennial up, oh yeah. I saw your video of Vice's video of Yoenis's setup, and I could rig that. That looked like I rigged that.
Yeah.
That looked like they put 6 poles, they put a twine fence around the poles, and they had an entry for the boar to hopefully enter, and then Home Alone style, drop the gate. I didn't listen to. Did you put audio over it, or did you just straight put the Vice thing on there? Because I didn't listen with audio, but I knew we were having the same thought process, because when they showed the gate, you're oh, you're trying to trap a boar in here. This is... Yeah, maybe they're smart animals, but they're also just stronger than the fence you're putting up.
Yeah, no, I didn't add audio. It was Céspedes talking about trapping boars was the audio.
Right.
Yeah, and hey, everyone's got to have a hobby. Later in the video, Jake, he climbs a tree, really high. Just very scales it like Spider-Man. And Evan Roberts from WFAN quote tweeted, and he was what about the tree? That's just as ridiculous.
Yeah.
Don't be climbing trees. Don't be trapping boars. Come on. I don't know. Maybe it's his zen.
Well, yeah, and it does lead into a whole 2020 type conversation where you mention if Barry Zito, if he clears his head out on a surfboard. The wild boar thing, again, still a little more complicated than that. IMO. Playing basketball, blah, blah, blah. But yeah, it's, I don't know, man. We've said this a couple times now. Almost kudos to the Mets, because like you said, you found yourself on both sides of the argument, and somehow the Mets and Céspedes both left the room with a firm handshake and ready to move on, which I don't know. If you look at Mets history, normally this would not be the conversation we'd be having, and it would be, wow, the Mets and Cespedes are in a gunfight. And you're like, whoa.
I'm on the side of he shouldn't be trapping boars, but anyone that's like, well, dude, what if like are players not allowed to have like hobbies? Like in the video, it's not about trapping boars. He loves his ranch, and the boars eat all the seed that he plants and fuck with his ranch, so he needs to trap them.
Right.
But like hire a guy to do that part.
Right.
Yeah, because you make
$50K a year.
I'll be the boar trapper.
Pay the Cespedes barbecue guys, and they will do it.
Yeah, it was a good call, Jake.
Not
you.
Yeah, I mean, yes, we could do that, James, but they kind of get dibs on that.
Yeah, I was saying the other Jake should do it, not you.
Right.
I want to know, did he successfully sidestep the boar? Or like once he was in the hole, did the boar have its way with Cespedes? Like did he get got? Or did the boar like see him fall in the hole, fracture his ankle, and like, okay, sympathy, like I just got you, did a little boar laugh and walked on its merry way?
Ooh, that's interesting. See, I think the boar got in there a little bit, and I think maybe there's footage of it. And that's why Yo-Yo was so comfortable giving up $20 million, because he was like, hey, I'll give up the $20 million, but this video, the boar and me, doesn't leave the room.
What if...
And they're like, that's fine.
What I'm wondering is the hole he stepped in another boar trap? Because that'd be funny. If the boar made Yoenis step in his own boar trap.
That's why I was watching the video. I was hoping for that, and he didn't point to a whole boar trap. I don't know. When you're trying to trap humans and boars, it's kind of a different process for me. So I don't think so.
Okay.
But there's a chance.
I watched a video on Reddit the other day of pigeon trapping, when people grow pigeons and then train them to steal other pigeons.
Yeah.
That was interesting. It wasn't nearly as cool as I thought it was going to be.
Can do anything you want in this world, James. 2020.
You just got to put your mind to it.